understand you filed suit with the circuit court. Is that correct?
Correct.
And is that going to be ultimately decided by a judge, or is there a way that we can say that we want a jury?
There was a jury demand put in. I think there is a detrimental effect to your property values if this goes forward as SoFab is currently going forward. I also think in terms of the county, there's been some skipping of process. There were allegations. It does seek to certify a class action that may or may not occur. My answer in response to your question is I think a judge is first going to hear the SoFab appeal, which we've intervened in. Yes. There's also the possibility that the court may combine these two cases, but all that has to reach a circuit court judge, and so we're not there yet.
And what's the likelihood that we can get a jury trial if it comes to that?
This is really where, again, I need some chemical law attorneys or some environmental law attorneys. We have spoken with some. They are not yet licensed to do business in South Carolina, but they have expressed interest in assisting. So I cannot answer that question other than I don't believe this is just about zoning. I do think that if this continues to go forward, given the momentum of the movement against it and given the fact that it is a light industrial zone where methods or processes being utilized there as proposed by SoFab are heavy industrial. I think there's a lot there to be concerned with. I want to commend one of the last persons that spoke about the evacuation zones. I mean, what is the estimated tax value on the mailer label? They said we're going to give 4 mill schools. How many millions? Overall. Yeah, if you can do $150 million in benefit to our schools, then you could put up money to do a proper evacuation study, risk management plan. All that got skipped, in my opinion, and shouldn't have been a part of the process. So there is an element to it. I would probably recommend that the group go to mediation at some point. But again, mediations are voluntary. The result of the mediation is not a required settlement. Parties either arrive at a settlement of some sort or they do not. So there is a legal aspect, there is a jury demand, and there is a demand to certify the action as a class action. I can't speak to the odds of that. And going back earlier, somebody asked about the cease and desist, which I referred to as temporary restraining order or temporary or permanent injunctive relief. You've got to show 3 things to the court. It is enormously difficult, I will tell you, to have a TRO issue against an active business. Here, SoFab doesn't plan to operate its manufacturing until the coming year, in January 2025, is my understanding. But of the 3 factors that you must show, one is there is a likelihood of success on the merits. That is exactly what the May 9, 2024 BZA ruling was. There is a likelihood of success on the merits. I think we can show that solid. 2, imminent threat of harm. I mean, if I was on the other side, I'd be arguing there's nothing imminent about this. What's imminent about it is your county keeps permitting something against the ruling of their own board of zoning appeals. And so it's not rock solid yet. I'm sure discovery will change things, but at this time we have to wait and get in front of the circuit judge. And I don't know what circuit judge will hear. It could very well be that it may be an out-of-town circuit judge. They do rotate judges.
Now, is that document available for us to review?
Yes.
And is it going to be posted someplace?
It's posted.
The actual lawsuit? Yes. Okay, very good. Now, I just have a few other comments. On this board here, on the opposite page, shows the evacuation zone.
Well, it actually is the area. The evacuation zone's a little bit bigger than that.
Okay. But we know exactly what the evacuation zone is, correct?
1 mile radius.
All right. Has anyone estimated how many residents and any how many potential children?
23,000.
All right, so we know the numbers and how many potential children at the school?
Children and staff would think would be 2,500.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's the Board of Education going to do when the parents decide that they're not going to send their kids to the school?
It's a good question.
Because of the hazards.
It's a good question.
Actually, I have a specific answer to that. One of the school boards I met with, they said parents can request to have their kids go to a different school, but obviously then those are getting filled out. So, yeah.
Right. It's another big issue. You build a school and you can't fill it up. I'll try to be short. The wastewater, well, first of all, I want to say that even if this gets approved and SilFab is monitoring all the chemicals on site, I mean, that's really the hen running, the fox running the hen house.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's ridiculous. There should be an outside person monitoring it rather than them. Another question is the wastewater is going to Rock Hill,
Yes.
and where is it? Where is the wastewater being released?
Into the Catawba River, which we get water from the Catawba River, we get waste. It doesn't. Well, no, it gets treated. It's legally dumped into the Catawba River after it's cleaned. Right.
And what's it going to do to the aquifer of the area?
It's going to be clean. It's going to be like any other wastewater. I mean, your water comes from the Catawba River. It starts in Old Fort, North Carolina. Asheville takes water out of it, dumps wastewater into it, treat it. It goes down to Hickory. They take their drinking water out of it, treat it obviously before you drink it, dump their waste back after it's treated. You got water and wastewater treatment plants all the way down the Catawba River. So we're I don't know, the 10th municipality down the Catawba River that's taking water that's been used a few times, but it gets treated before they send it to drink. It gets treated again before they put it back out in, because it has to go down further south or further downstream. That's how that works. So this is not affecting your drinking water.
Potentially, if there's no leaks.
Right.